Is the team of Frieza and Frost going to last throughout the remainder of this tournament and betraying their universes to fulfill a hidden agenda, or are we going to witness a betrayal within the team as either Frost betrays Frieza or Frieza betrays Frost in order to go about their plan solo without the need of an outside source for help? Is it possible for two murderous monsters to get along and working together to fulfill a greater plan, or will we witness a double betrayal and Frost and Frieza having to screw each other over? And again, if you guys are new to this channel, I highly encourage you guys to punch that subscribe button and turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel, in conjunction to news, information, updates, and discussions. Hashtag notification squad to be up to date with all the latest in Dragon Ball. And I want to go ahead and take a minute to welcome everyone in the Discord chat to this overall discussion, as we are going to be talking about both Frieza and Frost and seeing where the community stands in terms of if they're going to betray each other or if the possibility remains for these two to remain as a duo in the Tournament of Power. Now, I want to go ahead and start off with Daz, in which first things first, I want to welcome you back onto the channel. Now, my first question to you is going to be, do you believe that, in your opinion, we are seeing the seeds being planted between Frost and Frieza, especially going into the next episode, in seeing Frost and or Frieza possibly betray the other person due to unknown reasons? Because we understand that Frost has a purpose as to what he's doing, Frieza has his motives as to why he wants to carry out his plan. So what I wanted to ask you is, do you believe that it is plausible that in the near future, sooner than we think, it's possible to see Frost betray Frieza or Frieza betray Frost, or going down the route to where nobody betrays either one, but instead they remain as a cohesive unit and working together to eliminate the threats that are at hand, that being Jiren, possibly Goku, Vegeta, Hit, in trying to further their agenda? Because for me personally, I don't see these two lasting very long. I definitely feel as if one's gonna betray the other at some given point, but what I wanted to ask you is, where do you stand on the situation? And between Frost and Frieza, do you see them betraying each other, or do you see them sticking together as a unit in the Tournament of Power?
Thank you for having me on another live stream after that one-on-one video.
Always.
Reference to the same topic, but when it comes to them betraying each other, I do see each other working behind the scenes, manipulating each other to achieve what they both want to achieve, because as I said in the one-on-one video, Frost wants to represent his business by showing his universe that he's worth the pay, while Frieza, he wants his immortality and wants to be resurrected through Demon Universe 7. And I feel like Frost is gonna try to do something to Frieza first, based on what we saw in the preview, because Frieza seems to be walking away casually, smiling after, I guess, those two, I guess they had a conversation about something.
Yeah.
And then I guess Frost, because they're both opportunists, they're both con artists.
Yeah.
So I feel like Frost is gonna take that opportunity first and probably get into some trouble.
But would you say that Frost is in this for the greed and Frieza's in this, as you said, just for immortality purposes? Because it's obvious as day that episode 95 showcased that Frieza wants to get rid of Goku, he wants to get rid of BEERUS, he wants to get rid of Vegeta. That's already clear, so his motives are as clear as day. But Frost, on the other hand, it's a little iffy, because it's like, what is he in this for? I mean, why would he want to be a part of this just to simply prove himself to his universe, you know? But would you say that Frost's intentions are what's gonna backfire in the long run? Because it's obvious as day that we can all agree that Frieza would stomp out Frost if Frieza were to, you know, go full power in his golden form. There's no competition. So by the end of the day, I can say in my opinion that it's not Frieza who needs Frost. I think Frost is the one that needs Frieza. But do you think that we're gonna see this betrayal relatively soon, or are they gonna work together long enough to keep each other in here until the opportunity presents itself to where one throws out the other? What do you think?
I feel like they're gonna wait until the opportunity is right. Well, mainly Frost, until the opportunity is right to actually backstab Frieza, because in 107 at the beginning, you remember there was a scene where we saw Frost actually talking to Champa.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch the subs yet. Actually, no, I did, but I forgot what Frost said. But he was talking about like his business and etc. He spoke about his crimes.
Champa. He wanted his crimes to be cleared. Yeah, he was talking to Champa about his crimes and etc. So I just feel like Frost is actually gonna need Frieza to do what he wants, and I'm guessing in 108 a part of his plan is somewhat fulfilled, which is why he doesn't need Frieza anymore, because it's like, okay,
I don't need you anymore. From here, I can work on my own.
That is a very foolish thing to even consider, because knowing that Jiren and Goku are going to be the guys, it's almost as if like it's committing suicide in a way.
Another thing too is like, even if Frost has or doesn't have Frieza, he's still going to lose regardless, because you're helping somebody way stronger than you who has a higher chance of achieving their goal.
Yeah.
And then even if you backstab this person, you're on a team that's most likely going to lose. I'm not trying to crap on Universe 6, by the way, but it's just inevitable. They're gonna lose.
But by the end of it, you're saying that it's gonna be Frost who betrays Frieza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I can see Frieza like actually knowing that this is gonna happen and lay some hands on Frost. He's like, you know what? I knew you were just a puppet, so.
that would be a twist. But I want to go to Danny. So Danny, if you can hear me, I want to get your thoughts on Frieza and Frost. Daz thinks that it's going to be Frost that turns on Frieza. So what I wanted to ask you is, do you believe that this little stable between Frost and Frieza is going to last throughout the tournament? Or at some given point, maybe episode 108, 109, we're going to see bits of, you know, Frost having to show signs of rebellion against Frieza, or maybe vice versa. So in your opinion, who do you see betraying who first? And if that's even plausible at this point, because there are some people in this community that feel that they're not going to betray each other at all, and instead they're going to use each other to go far enough in this tournament to where they make it to the finals, but one of them gets ringed out before the other. So in your opinion, do you see a betrayal? And if so, who's going to be the one to betray who in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, mine's a complete 180 from Daz's. I think Frieza is going to betray Frost because I think that Frost is not strong enough by any means to successfully betray Frieza. Frieza is radically stronger than him. He could probably see anything that Frost was trying to do coming at him and like shoot an energy wave. Frieza's gonna dodge it, kill him. Frieza's shown in the past to be one to get rid of you once you've outlived your usefulness, and it's gonna be the same way with Frost. Granted, he may not kill him, but he will probably eliminate him, if anything.
So you're going with the whole Frieza ploy here, but why would Frieza even agree to work with Frost if he's gonna betray him then? Because like I said earlier, it's not Frieza who needs Frost. Let's be realistic here. Golden Frieza relying on someone else to do thy bidding to go far in this tournament? No. So obviously there's something there, but why in your opinion? Why is it that you see Frieza being the one to betray Frost and not vice versa in your opinion?
I don't know. I guess I just think Frieza wants to have a little bit of fun. He seems like the type of guy to just like to, you know, fuck around. So it just seems like it'd be easier for him to have somebody on his side while he's doing the fucking around rather than just doing it himself.
But do you see them going far, or do you see this crack in the shield happening relatively soon?
I think it's gonna happen relatively soon. I think once, you know, Frieza gets a few hits on the Saiyans and whatnot, and he's had his fun, he's gonna look at Frost and say, I have no use for you anymore, and then just a tail whip him or something out of the ring or arena or whatever.
Because I really, to me, I can't see Frost standing up, having any sort of chance against Frieza.
Oh,
not unless, of course, the fan rumors true and the fan speculations of Frost having another form comes to fruition, which would be great, I mean, as a fan, but realistically speaking, it's like Frieza went through a whole lot of shit to achieve that. So having this concept come about of this tingly feeling or whatever happened to Frost, or to where Frost achieves a similar concept to Frieza's golden form, that would be, I think, pushing it a little bit. But I can see Frost being a bit more cunning, because remember, he does have the needle. He does have a very twisted mentality of using his opponents or his teammates to his advantage and trying to use them as like decoys and ploys. For example, you would never see Frieza working with Gohan to take down a common enemy, whereas as opposed to we saw Frost teaming up with Vegeta to fight off a common enemy. So by the end of it, of course, you're saying that Frieza is going to be the one to betray Frost, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the whole Frost getting a new form thing, even so, I don't think he would be strong enough to rival Frieza at all. After everything we've seen from Frieza, I don't think he would rival him in the slightest. I
don't think so either. I want to go to Nexty. Nexty, if you're in here, if you're hearing me right now, I want to get your thoughts if there's going to be a betrayal. If you do believe that there is going to be a betrayal, is it going to be Frost betraying Frieza or Frieza betraying Frost? Or if you feel differently, if you feel as if these two are going to stick together until the very end, between the two, what do you see happening in your opinion?
Well, I have like mixed feelings about this because let's be honest, Frieza is gonna get with Frost.
Yeah.
As you know, just go back in the previous saga. If he sees you useless, he's gonna get rid of you.
Yeah.
Even if he knows you are useful or something, he's gonna get rid of you. Like, there's no question. And the thing is, I have like, why Frieza wants to work with Frost?
Yeah, right?
I know it looks like him and have the same agenda, but you can think about it. You have your universe. You're gonna fight for it. Why you gonna work with someone who's against you, and even if you team up with him, you're gonna lose anyways?
But looking at it from like a general standpoint, because I see your point. It's like, why would Frieza do that? But maybe I could see it to where maybe he kind of shifts the blame, and if something does occur to where maybe he strikes somebody or something like that, he could possibly blame it on Frost. I can see a scenario like this coming about. I can see him low-key shooting a death beam or doing something to where it hits Goku or Vegeta, and then he blames Frost because they're very similar in concept, thus having those characters take their anger out on Frost, assuming that it is him, because why would they want to turn on their own teammate, you know? But looking at it from like a general standpoint, we saw Danny agree that he thinks it's going to be Frieza betraying Frost. Daz believes that Frost is going to betray Frieza. In your opinion, who do you see betraying who and why?
I'm pretty sure it's like Frost.
Frost is going to betray Frieza? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Why? Why him?
Because if you saw the preview, he's recharging that like giant ki blast.
Yeah, the beam.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna backstab
why would he
him.
have that motive now? The tournament, yeah, we have 30 minutes left, but knowing that Goku's still in here, Vegeta's still in here, a lot of these big guys are still in here, Jiren, Topo, why would you not want to wait? Why would you attempt, and again, we're only making the assumption that he is going to do this, but let's say he does, why do you think he would want to do it so soon and not wait?
One question, greed for power.
Greed. Oh, greed for power, but
Yep.
realistically speaking, it's like, because he doesn't know about Frieza's golden form, which would come as a shock, because once Frieza becomes golden, if that were to happen during that scenario, that he would ring out Frost like crazy, which would be great to see. But for some reason, I feel as if I don't think Frost is going to be that foolish in doing that. However, if he does, I'm guessing we can all agree that Frieza would destroy him. Even if Frost manages to use that poison needle, I don't think that would be relatively effective to Frieza. Even though they are one and the same, by the end of it, I just think that, in my opinion, Frost needs Frieza desperately. Like that's like being placed in a scenario to where you know you're about to die, but you need somebody else just to hold you on long enough to survive. So, but by the end of it, you're calling it to be Frost, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I want to go to Epic Style Gamer. If you can hear me, bro, I want to get your thoughts on Frieza and Frost. If you believe there is going to be a betrayal. If not, let me know. But if there is going to be a betrayal, who do you see betraying who and why?
Okay, before I start, I want to say, UnrealEntGaming, I really thank you for having me here, bro.
Always, man.
And yeah, I think that Frost is going to betray Frieza.
Damn.
Because when he had the beam in his hand by the end,
Right.
Before he shoots it at Frieza, I think that something's going to happen. Something's going to distract Frieza, and not Frieza, but Frost. Something's going to distract Frost, and it's like going to stop it from happening. But even if Frost was able to shoot that beam at Frieza, I don't think that it's going to work against Frieza, because I feel that Frieza is already going to know that Frost has something behind his back. He knew that Frost was going to turn on him.
So you're saying that Frost turns on Frieza, but do you see these two like working along and just working together to fight through a common cause? Because I feel as if we might get hints that one might betray the other, but I don't think it's gonna happen right away, because by the end of it, I still think that they need each other just to kind of like, you know, deviously use each other as ploys to get on by with their agenda, at least long enough before they can turn on each other. But you're saying that Frost is gonna betray Frieza, but when do you think it's gonna happen? Is it gonna happen during episode 108, or is it gonna happen later on?
Well, I'll go back to my first part. I think this is going to happen later on, because I think Frost is going to be distracted. Like, something's going to happen before Frost can even shoot his beam out.
Right.
And remember when we saw Gohan when he was fighting off against Frieza or the Yardrat,
Yeah.
something like that could, like, you know, take it off his mind of shooting Frieza. And I do believe that it'll happen later on.
Okay,
because I think someone's going to distract Frost.
But you're saying if he does shoot that beam at Frieza, do you think it's gonna have any effect? Because honestly speaking, I don't see anything that Frost does having any effect on Frieza at all. What do you think?
I agree. It doesn't have any effect on Frieza.
But you're also calling it that it's
like,
gonna be Frost.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 people in here for Frost and 1 person, Danny, voting for Frieza. I want to jump down to Scale, if you can hear me, Scale. I want to get your thoughts on this entire situation, because I know you probably have a lot to say about this, but realistically speaking, going forward, because we have 30 minutes left, between Frieza and Frost, most people agree that it's going to be Frost, because he's greedy, he has a different motive, not to kill his god, or kill his own teammates, but just for greed purposes, just to, you know, be lustful for having more power, I guess, whereas opposed to Frieza, he wants to kill. He wants to kill Goku, Vegeta. He wants to kill BEERUS. He wants to dethrone these people, just remove them from his life. In your opinion, is it going to be Frieza betraying Frost or Frost betraying Frieza? Or do you feel differently that they're going to legitimately work together all the way through until somebody else rings out said party? So in your opinion, what do you think?
Well, thanks for having me, Alex.
Always.
I really think that this one is a hard one, because it's like, although Frieza and Frost are essentially mirror each other,
yeah,
they're very different, because it's like Frieza is pure evil. That has been said many times.
Yeah.
Frost is also evil, but I don't feel like Frost is pure malice. I don't feel that, like, Frost is an underpowered, kind of emaciated version of Frieza. He's not complete evil, he's not a complete scumbag, because it's like he does have some degree of loyalty to his universe.
He does. He
Like
really does.
Frieza doesn't give a shit. Frieza doesn't give a shit if his universe goes to hell. And it's like, the only reason as to why I believe that Frieza would work with Frost is because they're of the same species. So that's the only way that he's able to even tolerate Frost's presence, because it's like
they're one and the same, right? That's why.
Yeah, they're kind of like twins. So it's like, if Frieza could tolerate Cooler, even though Cooler is not canon, and he could tolerate King Cold, it's like, why not Frost? So it's like Frost is more underhanded than Frieza.
I agree with you, because Frost does have a certain loyalty to his universe. Because, I mean, I want everyone in here to think about when BEERUS confronted Frieza and how he was so, like, nonchalant, like, he didn't really care, he was like, whatever, whereas opposed to Frost is, like, on his knees, you know, bowing down to this Hakaishin. So that's a big difference, because you don't see Frieza bowing down to nobody, right? So would you say Frieza's indefinitely more evil than Frost, or has eviler intentions than Frost, for sure?
Well, Frieza's definitely more evil than Frost. It's not just it does not just have to do with him having greater power, it just has to do with his motive. Like, Frost is motivated by greed. Frieza is motivated by ambition. What he wants is power. He wants complete and utter domination of the multiverse. Like, he's cursing even Zeno under his breath. So if he's cursing the kings of all, do you really think that he gives a shit about anyone? And besides, he's already dead. He doesn't have anything to lose. He doesn't have his life to lose, because he already lost.
Well, if he dies again, he's erased. Or if they Hakai him, he's erased. So either way,
yeah,
he loses.
But the thing is, he's already dead. Frost is fighting for his life. He's still alive. He has that edge over Frieza. So it's like, and Frieza's not as scummy as Frost when it comes to methods. Like, Frieza can fight fairly if he is on a one-on-one and there are no distractions around him. Like, there is no one for him to make a victim. Like, and then he has no choice but to fight fair. Like, I can't really see Frieza pulling a Super Android 13 and just punching or kicking Goku's crotch and breaking his balls. I can't really see Frieza doing that. I can see Frost doing that because he's underhanded as shit. But it's like, can you really see Frieza going that low? Like Frieza's really scummy, but I feel like Frost is dirty to the core. Like he is underhanded as shit. He doesn't give a fuck, and it's like he is very very patient. He
Oh
knows
yeah,
when to
for sure.
strike.
Yeah, you're right about that. But so what you're saying, from what I'm getting from you right now, is, are you saying that ultimately Frost is going to be the one to backstab Frieza because he has enough patience to wait?
Probably so, because it's like we know that Frieza isn't very patient. We know that we know that Frieza, much like Vegeta, he's very easily triggered if someone gets to his ego
Yes,
or
because he has a very
insults
fragile
him
ego. He has a
or
very
something like
fragile
that.
ego. Yeah.
Frost seems to be a more contained version of Frieza. Like he can handle mind games better. But it's like I think that they're going to try a double cross, a mutual simultaneous double cross, but ultimately Frost is going to pull the trigger first. And if he does that without having an ultimate evolution of his own,
He's
he's
screwed.
fucked.
No, he's
He's fucked.
screwed,
Yeah.
bro. And
But it's like I think that because many people are saying, well, how could Frost have an ultimate evolution of his own? Keep in mind, Frost has been on the run for Universe 6 for years. We don't know what kind of shit he has put up with.
what's interesting about what you just said is how we saw two different portrayals of that exact scenario. For example, when Hit, encountered him in the alleyway, he said, "You've gotten stronger because of your cunning wit to survive." Whereas opposed to in this episode, he lied to Vegeta and saying, "Oh no, my body's weak and I've gotten weaker." And then after Vegeta figured him out, he's like, "Ah, yeah, I lied." So that's where I feel like people tend to forget, like, yo, Frost is a great liar. I don't think Frieza can lie that good. Frieza's just like, whatever, I'll kill you. So I'm gonna get back to you in a second because I want to go to Thunder real fast. Thunder, you're one of the most, actually you were, if anything, one of the most controversial people during the Vegeta versus Hit discussion we did. But now I'm curious to know, because I think 5 or 6 people in here agree that Frost is going to betray Frieza, whereas opposed to Danny agreed that it's going to be Frieza that betrays Frost. So, in your opinion, being controversial, man, give me straightforward. Do you see Frieza betraying Frost, or do you see Frost betraying Frieza? Or do you believe differently, that they're going to work together all the way through and surviving until the very end, you think? Or do you think that, do you think that, Hit's gonna stomp them both out?
Bro, no, Hit's gonna stomp them both regardless, but Frost is gonna betray Frieza.
Why? Why Frost?
Because his cockiness level is rising throughout these episodes, because he's countering or reflecting the Mafuba.
Yeah.
He's thinking like, okay, I'm bodying all these people. The thing is, I'm not saying that Frost is stronger than Frieza. I think since Frost has never seen Frieza's golden form or really seen Frieza fight, he's thinking, okay, I've got this guy. I can just murder him. I'm using him, right? So he hasn't really seen the golden form. If he saw the golden form, I don't think anyone's gonna be betrayed. Okay, I think in the end, Frieza already knows if Frost isn't gonna betray Frieza, Frieza's just gonna kill Frost. Okay, they're not gonna go to the end. But I feel that Frost is gonna be like, okay, I've used this guy enough. He's not really doing anything. I'm doing most of the work, getting out Universe 7 or whatever alliance agreement they have, since I don't really think it's been said on screen. And then he's just gonna backstab Frieza, but Frieza's gonna be like, oh, you tried to betray me, and then just kills Frost.
But would you say that Frieza would see this coming? Because honestly speaking, I agree with you. I think that his ego is getting to him, and he has a very fragile ego. And I really feel like once he attacks Frieza, I can see Frieza doing like one of those, oh, I knew it the whole time, and then he transforms. Like, yo, Frieza, think about how terrified Frost would be once he sees like this new evolution. He would not want to engage, because it's like, yo, what's the point of me attacking you if I didn't even know that you were this strong? So by the end of it, you're saying Frost is gonna betray Frieza.
Well, it's gotta be like a slight betrayal, like he'll betray him in quotation marks, but like it's gonna be something very minor. Like I think the second he betrays Frieza is the same episode he's gonna get out.
Ah, okay.
So, like he's at that point of desperateness. Like he's gonna be not desperateness. He thinks like he's so cocky that he's risen to the top, except Jiren, because everybody's watching out for Jiren. Like he's like, okay. Let's just say Goku's fighting Jiren. He's like, okay, Goku's gonna handle Jiren. I can betray Frieza, and after they're both tired, I'll knock them both out, and I'll win the tournament of power, or something like that.
And just like Scale said, I mean, he is he's very, very patient. But now what I want to do right now is I want to open up the floor to everybody and just getting everyone's final thoughts on this, because as interesting as it is, I find it very fascinating how Danny's the only one that thinks that Frieza is going to be the one to betray him, because he wouldn't have a need for him anymore. And as opposed to all of you guys, most of you believe that it's going to be Frost because of greed, because of pride, because of his ego, because of his motives of proving himself to his Hakaishin. And just like Scale said, he does have a level of loyalty to his universe that we can't deny. Because when the hell did Frieza ever, you know, bow to BEERUS or even respect him? He does not respect anybody. So if anyone has any comments to add, I'm going to open up the floor to everybody. So Frieza, Frost, or do you guys see them working together? Like, what do you all think?
I see Frost betraying Frieza.
You see Frost too. Damn, Dan, you're the only one, man.
Yeah, I see Frost.
I don't know. I just
at the end
think
of the
that
preview,
Frieza, once Frost has outlived his usefulness, Frieza's gonna toss him aside.
Yeah,
like,
but the thing is, like, I feel like Frieza wouldn't like think that, like, oh, I don't want Frost to seem like I feel like the word betrayal is like more like you got to the, not like, oh, you're useless, like you're betraying. No, you just push them to the side or just get them out. But like,
Right.
I feel like the way it's being portrayed, it's like you're at that point where you just got to get that other person out because they're going to be a threat to you in the future. That's the kind of betrayal I see in this tournament. Like, it's not like, oh, I don't need you anymore. It's more like you're a threat to me in the future, so that's why Frost might try to get him out.
But there is,
Yeah,
there is nothing he can do, man.
Yeah, I know, but
Exactly, like
he
I
has
said,
one in the golden
Frost is
form,
in
so
a
his
position
point of
where
view,
he cannot get out.
oh, he's just like me, but I have the poison needle. I'm on top. Or some.
You know what? I actually think that actually take it back. I think Frost in his final form, if he lied about being weaker, then if he really got stronger, then I think he can do something to final form Frieza.
Ah,
I think
Nope.
I think so too.
Body
I think so
Frost.
too, because in the brief spar that he had with Super Saiyan Vegeta, he was holding his own. Whereas
that was a little
Vegeta just
surprising.
one-shotted him.
Yeah, that was a little
before.
surprising.
Yeah.
But I
and-
mean, but listen, we're talking about final form Frieza post Resurrection F, man. We saw what he did in ROF, bro. Like, and taking that, what he knows now, and how well rounded he is. Do you really think final form Frost can even hold a candle to final
Nope.
form Frieza?
Nope.
Nope.
That's
Well,
not
actually,
right.
so
Not a
as
bit.
long as the two are in final form, Frost has a chance. But if Frieza busts out Golden, he's screwed.
Okay, so
Bro,
Daz
Frieza doesn't
Daz
even
says
need
no.
golden.
I think
Daz-
when he goes,
Even in final form, no.
Hold on, so
We
so,
have
so
no
Daz,
evidence-
Daz just said that he doesn't have a chance. Why do you think he doesn't have a chance, Daz?
Because based on how Frost operates as a fighter in comparison to Frieza, Frieza has an advantage overall. So that's just me.
Even with his cunning tactics of using poison and all these dirty things,
Yes.
you don't think so? Okay.
Yeah. And Frost is
Frieza's
good
much
at
more
manipulating.
brutal in battle.
And that right there, wait, the fact that Frost has to rely on scummy tactics such as that already shows you that Frost's skill level as a fighter is just not on par with Frieza's
And we
at all.
know
So
that we know that Frieza's gotten stronger since we last time we saw him, which was in Revival F.
Frieza was boxed.
plus
we have
Frieza
no
hands
evidence-
down. Oh my
We
bad.
have no evidence saying that Frost has gotten any stronger since the Universe 6 tournament.
Well,
or whatever.
Hit
And
did
Alex-
say it. Hit did
Actually,
say
And
it.
Alex, on top of
told,
that-
we
Frost said he got stronger.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Daz?
And I said on top of that, Frieza will lay hands on you. Like he's a skilled martial artist, unlike Frost, who
he's
has to
much
rely
more
on
brutal than
scummy
Frost.
tactics.
No, you know he's
Just to
more brutal,
sit you
but
down.
I don't think that. No, definitely he's more brutal, but I don't think he's as cunning as Frost, because look how Frost is playing
You
everybody.
think Frieza would fall for that though?
No, absolutely
like-
not. No, absolutely
No,
not.
Frieza's too
Maybe.
smart for that.
But the way Frost plays the victim card is very well. Like, it's very well done, because
And then
you would never
guess
see
what
Frieza do
Frieza
that.
will do though? He'll make him the victim, literally.
You're
So
right, you're right.
Because Frost is good at manipulating people. Like, look at what he did in Universal 6 arc. Yeah.
So
he
nobody
manipulated like
here-
a whole galaxy.
So
literally.
Make
nobody,
him look
so
like a
nobody
good
here, Goku Black, Sasuke, Scale, nobody here thinks that these two are gonna work together long enough to possibly make it towards like the very end, or at least be a credible threat to whoever they come across.
No, because it's in their nature
Wait,
to
can I
be
talk now?
against one another.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can say
can talk.
something, Sasuke.
Oh,
I mean, do you think it's gonna be Frieza, or do you think it's gonna be Frost?
well, it depends on how it plays out so far. I'm not really sure.
I mean,
And to me, I think that possibly, what if actually they betray each other? That's what I'm guessing.
all right. Well, if Well, as we said before, it's like they're bound to betray each other because a lot of you guys pointed out that either they might not need each other or things of that nature. And I know Ryan wants to say something real fast. So Ryan, if you have anything to add on to this, what do you think about the whole situation between those two? Because for me, my only opinion for this is I could see Frieza probably turning the cheek and just saying, why did I used you as like a puppet of mine to just get me on by. I can see him getting rid of Frost first. I mean, I can also see Frost kind of like turning his back on Frieza, but realistically speaking, it's like that would be the most foolish thing ever because you need him. So, in your opinion, Ryan, what do you think between Frieza and Frost?
Well, first I want to thank you, Alex, for having me on your Discord server and also being part of. I'm a huge fan. Also, keep on working. I just want to say that I really believe that they're probably just going to be staying together probably throughout the tournament and just not betray each other. Just probably just get rid of those that are trying to, separate their little bond.
Wait. So you're saying, because I'm trying to piece together what you're making out. So you're saying that they're going to work together, not to fight the strong guys, but like to fight like the people in between, like possibly Gohan, Kaba, Khalifa, Kale, people of that nature is what you're saying? Maybe the Universe 3 fighters? Okay.
They maybe after they take care of them, they may take care of like the bigger foes.
I don't see Frost ever engaging with Jiren or Toppo. I can see Frieza doing it, but not.
Neither do I. Neither do I, because it's like Frost is all about business. So let's place Frost and Frieza as two mercenaries. That's how they act, because it's like I would love, and I know that I'm a minority on the fandom, but I would love if Frieza went golden against Frost and Frost had a counter to it, because then we would have a godlike battle.
Yeah, but then you have to ask yourself,
that'd be awesome.
No, it would, but you have to ask yourself, like, how and why? How would he achieve it, and why now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
From a marketing point,
the thing is, from what we seen on 107, we saw Frost counter the Mafuba that Master Roshi sent onto him. This tells me that perhaps Frost can copy moves. Right. So what if he decides to copy Frieza's transformation?
Oh boy, I would not be a fan of that, because at least we understand from Frieza what he did to get that and how he achieved it, whereas opposed to Frost just copies. How would you guys?
No. But
on top of he didn't really copy it though. He just reflected
it. I'm just saying that perhaps Frost already has a way to tap into that power, but he needs a trigger, and it's like he needs to seize a transformation as he envisions it, and like Frieza would be the perfect being for him to witness, because it's basically a mirror version of him. His reflection. So it's like he could decide what color he would want. He would decide how his body would change.
All that so soon? Nah, man. The only reason why I don't see it is because Frieza, we know what he went through. He tortured Tagoma for months, bro. The training and the mentality and the mentality he had and the
drive behind Lai
and the mental preparation he had to do, it was perfect, because he came back and he was like, I did all this just to kill you, Goku, you. And for Frost to just say, oh, you know what, let me copy and paste, like that'll really be like a sham in a way. It's like, oh, come on, like asshole.
I agree.
But I do want to say that this entire situation is great, because hopefully enough we do get to see this play out and them not possibly working together for long, because everyone here already knows that they're bound to betray each other. But I want to thank all of you guys for yet another awesome Discord discussion. We're going to be retouching some of the other videos we did with Kaioken times 20 Goku and stuff, because I want to go and dive into the comments of what was said in our video and touching up what people had to say in conjunction to that. But let us know what you guys think down below, guys. Frost or Frieza? And in conjunction to what we also said earlier in terms of Final Form Frost versus Final Form Frieza, where do you guys stand on that? Thank you all so very much for watching. We all hope you guys truly enjoyed it. If you guys want to join the Discord, I will leave a link down below if you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you guys have not, turned on notifications because YouTube is drunk, and we'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.